Warpugs, What's Down wanted me to check out Lethal Company from Bricky, and I gotta tell you, I'm already looking forward to this one. I'm already looking forward to this one because you guys want me to play Lethal Company so bad is stunning. And at this point, I'm getting to the point where I want to play Lethal Company. Primarily because you guys are probably going to throw rocks at me until I do. But, Warpugs, I'm telling you right now, me and horror games don't go well. They just don't. And Valk sees fit to punish me for the crime of living without playing too many horror games. She wants me to play Control. And she actually got me Control for Christmas, so... Oh boy. Speaking of which, thank you to... There's a couple of people, Griffin, Valk. I now have more games than I can play. Thank you very much, by the way. But I'm going to have to set something up. I still have the unknown virus of unspecified origins, and I feel like crap. So hopefully this puts me in a much better mood. I got a feeling it will. Let's get into it, Warpugs.
Warning, this is a warning to you that the Gamer Subs Flavor Sweet 6-pack has been restocked. The fantastic flavor is currently available at gamersubs.com/Bricky. Code Bricky for 10% off. Buy it for yourself, buy it for your family, buy it for your dog. Please don't buy it for your dog. Buy it for everyone else. Enjoy the beautiful flavor of Sweet 6-pack. Link in the description. Code Bricky 10% off. Get it now.
Jump scares and arachnids. Lovely.
'Twas a night with the company when all in the ship. Creatures were stirring, waiting for you to slip. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! What the fuck is that? The employees were strong as they entered the base before the Bracken attacked and tore off their face. When the team goes quiet, the crew fears the worst, for the blood trail shows this run is cursed. So back to the ship. It's safer in there. I'd rather deal with the company than a coilhead stare. Oh my god! What a better time to celebrate the holidays than one of my 3 favorite things to talk about. Indie game, solo developer, overwhelmingly positive. 3 gold stars to light the Christmas tree and shit your chair.
Yay!
It's right here. Lethal Company was released October 23rd.
Why do you guys want me to play this so bad? Do you guys delight in my torment this much?
2023 by Zeekers, a solo developer that has only done a few other smaller games in the past. The premise for the game is extremely simple. You are a member of a mega corporation, and your job is to go out to various industrial moons and collect salvage to meet your company's profit quota. These moons contain a base of sorts. Then you go and explore, gather, bring back stuff to the ship in a limited period of time. Once you have gathered enough resources or your timer runs out, you can then lift off and go to the next moon to gather more and more before depositing your findings with the company. This is the general premise, and it does get more nuanced in the future, but the end goal remains the same. Explore, gather, return. During all of that, however, you need to learn how to survive, because you are not the only things on this moon. God, okay. Lethal Company takes a lot of pages out of SCP, as the places you travel to are filled with all kinds of entities that are quite hostile to you and your crew, and only become more hostile as you move up in the difficulty. See,
you guys really...
As you start the game, the fauna will be relatively harmless or just not that important. A roaming pack of locusts or a manticoil bird flying above. Genuinely harmless creatures. You see those bees? Yeah. I need you to run at them and then run back to the ship and distract them so I can pick up the hive.
Okay.
No. Sorry. Those bees.
Oh, these bees?
Yeah. But then there are slightly larger threats like the hoarding bugs that steal all your shit, or the spore lizards that will absolutely scare you half to death the first time you encounter them, but will end up being far more of just a mild inconvenience afterwards. You will, however, start to deal with far more potent threats in the later moons, and make no mistake, they are potent. Oh my god! So far, however, it probably doesn't sound like this game is anything particularly special. Survival horror games made by indie developers are a dime a dozen. It might as well be another side-scrolling platformer about depression. Ooh, or the roguelite style game with card-based elements. No, what
Depression Quest. That, I saw that. That was a thing. I really don't want to ever play Depression Quest. That would be bad.
Really makes Lethal Company stand out, what really turns the game into a true indie gem, it's the proximity chat.
Oh, what's that? Whoa. Run! You can't get me up here. Yeah, you stupid little animal.
To truly get the experience out of this game, Discord should be unallowed. You will only use it to set up your lobby and nothing else. The moment you get in game, you are expected to mute and only speak in the game, because the in-game proximity chat is not only pretty good, but enhances the experience to a whole new level. It turns what would be just a fun little game with the boys into a genuine horror movie experience. Proximity chat makes it so that sticking together is a really good idea in general, both for communication and safety in numbers. But when you hear a scream of fear or a shout for help only to be immediately cut off into complete silence, that takes a toll on your psyche. Not only are you now scared, but you are fully aware something is out there killing your friends. And they already got one.
Yep, I see it.
All right, I need you to go into the terminal next to it. Click like view or shift or something, so you can see us, because it allows you to see us on the And what's even funnier and more horrifying is when you incorporate the walkie-talkies into the mix.
Yay!
So look at him, he's a boss. He's a boss.
Keep in mind, it is.
You were saying?
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
It creates a gaming experience that is horror and comedy simultaneously, and it never breaks that streak. Where many other products will fail to maintain that combination, moving too far in one or the other, the dynamic is held. This is probably because the comedy of the game is huge when you and your friends are alive, or while you're dead watching them fumble around. But as people start to drop off and their comms go silent, the dread seeps in as you realize you are now alone. It makes for just the best clips.
There's a monster over there.
Big stomper. Stopping.
All right, Luke's dead. Oh my god! Run! It runs in a straight line really fast too. Zigzags.
Zigzag, speed moving target.
Tori? Tori? Oh my god, she fell. Oh no! I think what really sets Lethal Company apart, despite what I have already discussed, is just the enemy variety it has.
So what do I do about this?
The game carries a very SCP-light amount of enemy varieties that all behave in different aspects and keep you on your toes. For the most part, you really don't know what you're going to run into each round. Like, initially, you might find the blob.
Yes!
Which is just a big turquoise mass. It's obvious, slow, and so long as you don't touch it, you'll be perfectly fine. It's got an A+ in hurting you into certain areas and cutting you off from items, but besides that, it's neither scary nor really threatening. A somewhat similar situation with the spore lizards. These little guys will probably scare you at first, but then you realize they do basically nothing. They hiss at you and run away, sometimes spitting mist into the air that only obscures vision. Now, they can bite you for a little bit of damage, but that's only really if you corner them or get like touch them. Like truthfully, those guys are just something I'm relieved to see because that means it's not one of the bigger enemies.
Good. The nice little lizards are nice. The bad lizards are bad. Godzilla is eternal.
Bigger enemies like the giant spiders.
The giant enemy spider.
Oh, hell no.
If the telltale sign of 8 big fucking legs walking around isn't enough for you to run your ass away, then perhaps the spider webs will. If neither of those do, then prepare to have an enormous hairy friend beelining for your ass in less than 5 seconds flat.
Nice.
The spider is probably one of the most common enemies I've seen. Very unfortunate for arachnophobia-ridden individuals, and more unfortunate for those without weapons to combat it. Oh, that's right. You're not defenseless.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. Whether it's a street sign or your trusty shovel, you can fight off enemies and kill them.
Nice.
Fucking bitch. Die.
The problem is normally you need to cheese them in some way or another, preferably via stairs or by standing on railings. Die,
Okay.
Die. 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 Yeah.
I guess that answers.
Let's fucking go. We can also utilize that shovel for some of the more dangerous foes. The head crabs that fall from the ceiling into people's faces can be just whacked off. There's the thumper, which is the bane of my existence. It can be cheese on a railing as well. And the loot bug, the little adorable creature that really wants to steal your stuff and can be killed before it does so or before he's provoked to attack you. But what if there are enemies that can't be killed? Andy, you and me.
Yep. This is gonna be a good old Bricky and Andy adventure.
Yay.
Right?
Get out of here.
The Bracken, I know it can actually be killed, but don't actually me. It's basically unkillable. Is one of the most enjoyable enemy designs in the game. This creepy bastard made of feathers or whatever and 2 glaring white eyes will stalk you across the map when you aren't looking. Now, if you do catch it, it will get performance anxiety and run away, just so long as you don't stare at it for too long. But if you have your back turned for too long, it'll just,
Yeah.
Ah!
Why?
It's a
What
really-
did I do to you guys? Why do you want me to play this so damn bad? This is terrifying. Why do you guys want me to play this so bad? You guys are wrong.
Great design, both because it's an instant kill, so it's a huge threat, but it has to, you know, be
Build
on
up.
you to do it and sneak up on you as well. So keeping your head on a swivel and with friends will really help you stay alive. But then someone might just randomly get dragged away. There's always the possibility a Bracken is in play, so you always need to be careful. And that paranoia festers to an intense degree. And it's even better when someone flat out just stops responding to discussion, leaving a trail of blood and leftover items in their wake.
Yay!
Or we can have the exact opposite problem. What if the peanut guy had a coiled head? So introduce you to Coilhead. There wasn't a joke there. His name is Coilhead. Coilhead's got coil for a head. It's Coilhead. The Coilhead, hilariously, not as much of a threat initially as it might appear. It's your classic weeping angel concept where looking at it has it stay still and looking away has it start moving again. But what makes it so threatening is that unlike situations like, say, that Resident Evil DLC with all the mannequins and stuff, the Coilhead isn't the only threat. You still have the rest of the instance to deal with, which becomes particularly hilarious when a Bracken is also in play. The Coilhead itself, its real fear is the fact that it kills you instantly and it's enormously fast, but so long as you look at it, it's not too big of a deal. It just means you have to put a lot of trust in your friends.
Oh, shit.
My eyes are on him.
You should look away.
Please do not do that.
Bye, Bricky.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Why?
We're not making quota. There's also the Ghost Girl, but we just don't need to talk about that. Of course, what I think Lethal Company also does really well is that it's basically a roguelite style of game in its delivery. The quotas get harder, and as time goes on, you get more money, which gives you more items, and also the ability to go to harder moons.
Okay.
So, flashlights and walkie-talkies are the opening, but then after that, we have pro flashlights, shovels, stun grenades, zap guns, teleporters, jetpacks, and pajamas, the most highly sought after thing in the whole game. The game formula is lovely. The game is hilarious, and it's an absolute clip generator. The amount of horror movie moments and perfect timing statements just live and breathe in this game. Just to prove my point, here are some of my favorite clips from the game. It's gonna be long. Run, run.
No!
No!
I'm gonna drop this outside.
Oh!
Oh God!
Oh my God! Jellicle's fucking dead. He went outside and he immediately got killed. Dogs! Dogs! Dogs!
Fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Ah.
Okay, I think I see it.
Oh, hell no.
I got you, homie.
I got him. I got him.
You got him?
You do not got me. There's a...
You don't got me either! You fuck! You're alive?
I'm alive.
Okay. Yeah. Ah!
Yeah, you better get in here.
Oh, January! No! Well, that's awful.
You're dead weight, Dante.
No, I didn't find a creature.
Looking at everyone. So there's someone coming up behind Bricky.
I watched him run up.
Hey, want to see something cool?
Not really.
I have an idea.
Oh wait, the spire's over here. Whoa, my God.
Yes, Bracken.
He's just a friendly guy.
He's not friendly! Your turn.
I'm dead.
Oh, shit! Oh, what the fuck? Come in, group, come in. No? Okay. That's what you get. Lethal Company is the best game ever and beats out Baldur's Gate 3 for Game of the Year, right? Well, it's hard to levy criticism against the game because of how much it's swept the world by storm, but the amount of game time I have in it, I'm starting to see the cracks a little bit. Firstly, I think the game lacks a general amount of content. It's held up high by the ridiculousness of games with friends, but games with friends, especially those with proximity voice comms, really gives a lot of life to a lower volume title. Among Us is a fantastic example of that, shipping with 3 maps and such a simple art style. But with Among Us, you're fighting each other. The game's difficulty increases based on your friend's ability to lie. In Lethal Company, you will probably get tired of the exact same moons, the exact same generated areas, and the exact same loot. You will also especially get annoyed with some of the enemies which are frightening in the beginning, but begin to show their issues in the end. For example, the Bracken has constantly said that defeating it involves looking at it for only a little bit, but on multiple occasions, I have done exactly that, yet he just kind of says, fuck it, we ball, and sprints to murder me. Sometimes I look at it and it just doesn't care that I looked at it. It doesn't make it leave and it kills me anyway. Apparently there's a concept where the Bracken has 3 phases: hunt, murder, and like flee. And so if you look at it while it's on hunt, it makes it flee. But if you look at it again while it's fleeing, it makes it murder. I don't know. It's very confusing and it's not particularly reliable. So it shows the...
I got about 5% in this battery. Let's go. I'm gonna die.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Tex.
Yeah, Tex is lost. Oh my god. Oh my god, Tex. Oh my god,
two of them.
Tex.
Fuck off.
How? How is it not killing him? How is it not killing him? How is it not killing him?
What's it doing?
Oh, he did make it back to it. Okay.
I don't know how that
What?
works.
What? How? What? This, of course, doesn't even begin to discuss the issues with collision and enemies like the Thumper and Spider just generally ignoring collision altogether and forcing you to often deal with them by jumping on top of a railing, which only will sometimes not have a pipe on top, which meaning you can't jump on it. It's really gimmicky, and for the most part, unless you can cheese the enemy, there is just generally no real way you can defeat them. They'll probably just kill you and beat you up. Some enemies are just like kinda shit to deal with too. The Giant, for example, has a genuinely insane field of vision and is basically unstoppable once its sights are on you outside of a few small items.
Oh, lovely.
Then there's the Jack-in-the-Box enemy, which is, in my opinion, just poorly designed. The only way to fight it is to leave. Like, genuinely, the only way to deal with this enemy is to leave the building immediately, and I just don't think that's very good design.
So the Jack-in-the-Box is very scary when he...
I also feel like the game just lacks a real reason to keep playing after a couple of hours. It lacks a lot of variety. Now, I'm not saying this game needs to have a progression system with unlocks and trophies and et cetera, even though I do like that stuff. But I do think that with its more roguelite style elements of play, there needs to be a reason to go for higher quotas. You know, most roguelites have you start weak, and by constantly attempting your wins, you get permanent bonuses to become more powerful and do better in your runs. I wouldn't mind some kind of passive bonus you gain with your levels, or depending on how high your quota run goes. Things like, you completed a 1,000 quota mission. You have now gained a permanent 5% flashlight battery drain reduction and start with an additional $5 in all of your games.
Nice.
Just something like that, you know, a reason to go for higher and higher quotas outside of just saying you did it. That probably is the main thing I want out of this game. Just more, like about 3 more enemies, 3 more types of rooms, and it can be randomly generated within the complex, 2 more moons to go to, and some more items, perhaps even item combo. Oh, hey, there's an idea. What if you could combine items like the air horn and the clown horn? If you have the 2 of them and you give the 2 of them together, you get the mega horn, and it sells for more money than the 2 would go individually. If you find a good piece of gear, you're incentivized to go back in the complex to maybe find the other piece of gear. Like, might be a smart idea that if an air horn spawns, that a clown horn will always also spawn on that moon, so you know it's there, and it makes you want to go back and give you more reasons to explore, but it also has an increased amount of gear fear, which amps up the stakes and makes the game spookier. Idea, maybe. There's just a lot of that stuff that I think the game needs to really have some staying power. But this is also the critical part of me talking, the one that likes to be a nitpicking asshole a lot of the time. And I say that because here's the difficulty in my head, right? On one hand, I think all of the complaints I have for the game, some more enemies, some more stuff, a little more incentive, I think that's all valid, but at the same time, does the game really need to have a ton of staying power?
What do you think chances are Bricky just dies to something stupid?
Knowing Bricky, we have a good 80% chance.
I kind of have this cognitive dissonance in my brain, you know? Like, it would be awesome if this game went the Among Us route and became a huge mainstay, but not every game needs to be a long-term thing either. People will bitch and moan about dead game statements because apparently if a product doesn't have people playing it forever, it's just not a success. Like, this one dev, this one guy has arguably made life-changing money over the course of a single month due to his fantastic and hilarious little indie gem. All of the suggestions I made earlier and criticisms of the game are entirely just ways I think it could be better and would make some good post-launch support. But
yeah, I mean, dude made a fantastic game apparently. One dude. Sweet.
Are they needed? Absolutely not. If the game stays like this forever, then it was a fantastic little social media extravaganza and a fun indie darling, and it was a lot of fun and will probably just slowly die out in our Steam libraries. And you know what? That's okay. Not every game has to be a live service engagement-based corporate.
EA, I absolutely hate. I hate EA.
talk, etc., type thing. Lethal Company is $10. Could it use updates? Yeah. Could it use changes? Yeah. Does it have problems? Yeah. Does it need to do anything? No. It's $10 made by one guy who has given me more enjoyment than a lot of AAA games. When COD is putting out a dog shit 3-hour campaign for $70 and this game has given me triple the hours, twice the fun for a 1/7 of the cost, yeah, that's a resounding success and it should be celebrated. 20 hours for $10 and the clips I've gotten and the ties to my friends, I've got my money's worth like 5 times over. If you've got a minimum 3 to 4 people to play this with, I would highly recommend it. It gets the Brickle seal of approval. Great game, great time. Love to see it do well. Congratulations to the solo dev. Fantastic job. I hope you enjoy your, so probably not riches, but I hope you enjoy your massive influx of cash. You truly deserve it.
Nice.
We interrupt this review to bring you a quick message from future Bricky. After filming this video, I thought to myself, you know, Lethal Company maybe unintentionally trying to say something. Think about it, 2023 was one of the best years we had for gaming. It was an incredible amount of fantastic titles that came out, and for the most part, the quality, bar a few exceptions, was very high for a lot of the video games that came out this year. But at the same time, this year was abhorrent when it came to anyone in the game industry. Over 2,000 or so people lost their jobs, large amounts of companies cut important personnel, everything from Activision to Bungie and the acquisition of smaller companies. So when I play Lethal Company, I think to myself, you are an employee on this new company, I suppose, a lethal one might even say, and you're met with a quota, and your quota gets larger and larger and larger and larger until the quota, or the unending profit margins of large corporations, is simply just unobtainable. And what happens when you can no longer reach those profit margins for the company? Well, they immediately get rid of their employees. I may be reading into this a little bit too much, but for the most part, if that was the intention, that was the idea of the game, it's poignant and is very important for the entirety of 2023. And it's nice to see someone who can kind of go against all that thing, a private game that does not require never-ending profits, and someone who can make their own important video game for themselves, by themselves, and outsell the big ones regardless. All right, let's wrap this video up. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I know it's a bit shorter and definitely full of a lot more clips than normal, but come on, this is like the most clippable game ever. The end of the year 2023 Black Friday whatever discount is still going on. If you spend $100 or more on the merch store, you get 15% off your entire order. It lasts for 2023 only. Get the Brickle shirt, the Brickle Christmas stuff, lanyards, dice, desk mats, the whole thing. Orchidate.com in the description. I will see you next time for another video. I don't know what it's going to be. It's either going to be really, really, really big or a little small. Be one of those two. Toodles.
Come on. Obviously, you're a skater.
All right, fine. I'll break down. I'll get Lethal Company. I'll let Valk torture me on Lethal Company. I hope everybody's happy. I hope everybody's happy. I will... Come here, cat. No. Oh, you're in front of a camera? You've only been trying to get in front of the camera now for the last 15 minutes. I will get Lethal Company. I will let Valk torture me. Okay? Are you settled? Are you happy now? Okay. If you're wondering ever what causes the earthquakes in my video, I'm an idiot. Don't worry about me. Warpugs, we're going to go ahead and take off from here. I'm going to put all of Bricky's links in the description down below. I'm going to get Lethal Company, and Valk is going to torture me in it. I have such great friends. I'm going to cry now. Tears of blood and anger. Leave a comment down below. I will catch you guys next time. And...